Yes, hello everybody. My name is 𝗂𝗶𝗲 from 𝗃𝗂𝗀𝗃 in Oslo, Norway. We have been working with the standardization aspects, and I'll say a little bit about that. First, the main objectives for the standardization task in this project is to, well, firstly, identify all the relevant standards and to be implemented as part of the platform, and also to enable the consortium to leverage on its results and findings, and to produce contributions to ongoing and future pre-normative activities in relevant standardization bodies. Well, how we did that was to, in the start of the project, we had some survey among all project partners to, well, define first the components, which is well, in 𝗍𝗏.io, and which you can see on the right-hand side. All this there's 27 different components, and then asked to specify which standards they were using, contributing to, or just monitoring, and with relation to the components that we have here. And during the project, we also asked for updates if there were some updates from the project partners. So we then updated the overview, the table of this in a presented those in the standards overview in a deliverable. And then this is an example, or it's a screenshot from parts of this overview. We have the partners on one side, and which standards and what kind of involvement, which components in 𝗍𝗏.io these were relating to, and so forth. So this was the initial one, and then the updates during the course of the project. So and of course we identified the standards developing organizations, and the most prominent ones are of course ISO, which is the independent non-governmental organization, which bring as a global standards, which they agree on the best way of doing things, to put it in such a phrase. And also we have the International Electrotechnical Committee. Well, prepares and publishes international standards for all electrical, electronical and related technologies. And IEC also cooperates closely with the ISO. And then we have the SAE, the Society of Automotive Engineers, which was American standards. And we are, they are to relevant standards for mobility solutions. So we have several identified standards, and the most important ones are, we go through here, and these are not in, the list is not full of all the standards that we have in our overview. But in the first, on top here, we have the ISO 10303, which is also called, known as STEP, the standard for the exchange of product model data, and which is a rather large standard with various parts. And it was called application protocols. And we have the 242, which is the managed model-based 3D engineering. And we have the AP 2309, which is product lifecycle support, which is the one we mostly have been using in this project. And 𝗃𝗏 has been actively participating in development of these standards for more than 20 years. Further, we have this business process model annotation 2.0, which we have been mentioned earlier today. Well, it's a graphical representation for complex business processes in a workflow. It enables decentralized, multi-purpose blockchain-enabled as a collection of permits and certifications which cannot be falsified, and also supporting digital signing of multi-party contracts and automates placement of work orders. Further, we have the related to the predictive maintenance module. It's the ISO 17359 for condition monitoring and diagnosis, which also provides the machine learning and artificial intelligence models, and is a generic procedures for condition monitoring and fault diagnosis, promoting a proactive approach in the predictive maintenance module. Further on, the MIMOSA standard also with the condition-based maintenance, standard architecture, which have several functional blocks and defined interfaces between them. And it uses machine learning algorithms to detect degradation and predict future health states, and supporting decision-making in the preventive maintenance module. It has seamless integration between the predictive maintenance and the workflow modules. Further on, we have for the wireless connectivity standards, which are, well, like the Wi-Fi standards, the MQTT for the well, lightweight messaging for IoT communication, and also the HTTP, of course, for the transfer of data over the internet. And we have a lot of EU regulations and such concerning the UAVs and the unmanned aircraft systems for flight operations and aviation safety, and also for the GDPR standards, in drone surveillance, for instance. And the last one I have on this is the SAA standards for wireless power transfer for heavy-duty vehicles, which you have seen presented earlier today. This standard is under development, and the project partner ENRX is a member of the committee, is actively participating in developing and shaping these standards. And there's some, this one is in the pilot in 𝗬𝗏𝗏 gold mine in Sweden, so, which has also been presented very well earlier today. And some work has been done in initiating a new standard in the field of myography, because currently there are no formal standards in this technology. So there will be, or there has been initiated some work item for the myographers conference in Budapest in a short way from now. It's in early June, and the goal is then to initiate a broader community discussion on possible future directions for the standardization within this field. That's a very positive thing. And also, during the project, we have also had some work in the ecosystem collaboration with the sister projects Mastermind, Dynamine, and NetHelix. We joined together in a cluster called Smart Ecomine Hub, where to draw experience and gain knowledge from each other. And this has been done in the form of having a series of workshops, and the result from this cluster collaboration is well aiming at generating a collaborative document describing the standardization activities and results from them in a joint annex. So, which then could go into, well, an annex for deliverables in these projects. And that was, well, a brief presentation of the standardization activities which has been going on. So that is it for me.
Paul, thank you for the presentation. Now the floor is open for any questions. Are we okay?
Paul, just looking at the complete long set of things that you've been looking after that are all important in different levels on the mind and this heterogeneity, what will be your evaluation on how far we are for the mind 4.0 in this standardization? I know it's very heterogeneous, but you've studied a lot this, so maybe you're the best person to give us a feeling of it.
Well, it's not so easy to give a good answer to, because well, well, if you want to influence standards or participate in developing standards, well, the time it takes to develop standards and making new issues and expand the standards or even make new standards takes quite a long time. So that is challenging. Yeah. Yeah.
Any more questions from the audience here or from people attending online? Then I have one more question of my own then. My question will be, how can you just brief us how the work goes on following the question of Sergio with myographers? Because this is the development of a new standard, so there's new ideas, and how time frame or time-wise, how does it might look like? I think we also have Wigner here on board, or other specialists from Myon, so we can go into details on that.
Yeah, I don't think I can say anything about that, because this is perhaps the Myon's solution, but Mario perhaps.
Okay, we got a person on board.
Yeah, thanks. As an evolving field and very few specialists worldwide, most of these things, important topics, as Paul has showed to us, they are most likely to be discussed at events like this Myographers Conference, and so everybody agrees on the benefits or pros and cons of certain standards and so on. So yeah, it's good to point out. Time frame, as more and more development of myography, it's advancing also in other fields and in more strict areas of development. Let's say even nowadays the military industry as well. So I will say soon, rather sooner than later. I cannot say a time frame, but as it's advancing to more technified areas, it will surely come soon. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.